Hey guys, welcome back to another Read with Eric. We've got a pretty cool book this week, especially going into Talladega this weekend. We've got the Air Force on the car for the first time this year, and we have a pretty special paint scheme this year with them honoring the Tuskegee Airmen, and it's a pretty cool story if you haven't heard it. This book pretty much tells the story of it, and we'll go more in depth to it as well through this week and kind of tell that story. But it was cool for me to learn about it. I actually didn't know much about the Tuskegee Airmen. Tuskegee was the air base in the city that the airmen were based in, and it's a neat story. But this book is called Wind Flyers. It's by Angela Johnson. It is about the Tuskegee Airmen. But going into Talladega this weekend should be pretty fun. It's been a good track to us. We've been really close to winning there a couple of times, multiple times now. So hopefully we can seal the deal. Finally get one done there and get ourselves in the playoffs. So, but we'll go ahead and get started here on Wind Flyers. Great uncle was a wind flyer, a smooth wind flyer, a Tuskegee wind flyer. His whole life, all he ever wanted to do was fly. With his arms flapping, he jumped off a chicken coop when he was 5. There he is, with all the chickens. Then he jumped off a barn into soft hay when he was 7. Uncle says it's because he'd watched some birds fly that day. When he was 11, he paid 75 cents to go up with a flying barnstormer. We even got the dog on the wing. I don't know if the dog's going for the flight. You might want to hop down. It's what heaven must be, Uncle says to me. The clouds soft like blankets, saying, come on in, get warm, stay a while and be a wind flyer too. They flew over the fields, over the lakes, and Uncle just knew if he could get a good grip, those clouds would be his. He cried when they landed because he knew what it was like to go into the wind, against the wind, and beyond the wind. Heading back in, I think the dog's sad to see him go. There was magic in the wind back then, he says. When he was older, Uncle became a Tuskegee Airman with the 332nd. He studied hard and flew in a war. Air Force didn't want us at first. Only 4 squadrons like us, he says, touching his mahogany face. And there they are, the Tuskegee Airmen. And when his plane left the red Alabama dirt and flew in the air, he hoped he'd never come down. He had finally become a wind flyer, a smooth wind flyer, a Tuskegee wind flyer, flying high above it all, never to touch the earth again. Forever a wind flyer. There he is. When I asked him if it was a big war, Uncle says they all are, but that's over now. And there they are, leading the bomber in. That was the Tuskegee Airmen's main objective. We were something. Some of us didn't come back, but we never lost the plane we protected. And Uncle points at the picture of him in the wind flyers. Those smooth wind flyers. Those Tuskegee wind flyers. Young and brave and young, all. Uncle crop dusted some right after the war. It's the only way he could still fly. The only way he could still catch the clouds and feel the wind. He says flying's different now, though. Faster planes, more people than ever. But Uncle says the clouds still sound the same. He holds my hand and we watch new wind flyers jet through the clouds. Looks like the same barn from earlier in the story. Then once in a while he takes me up and we become the smooth wind flyers, Tuskegee wind flyers. Flying into the wind, against the wind, beyond the wind. The magical wind. And there they are, flying through the air. And that's the end of the Wind Flyers book. A little bit of a quick story on the Tuskegee Airmen, but I encourage you to go and look them up and read more about them. They're a pretty cool story, how they came about and what they did and how they came to be. So like I said, I've enjoyed getting to learn about them and really learn. I'm a history buff, so it's fun to get to learn more about that stuff. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure to hashtag Read with Erik in the comments, and if you want to suggest a book, feel free to, and we'll do our best to get it on here and get it read and have some more fun. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in Talladega this weekend.